Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's not coming on, Dodo.
Lana, man, what happened? Easy. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. First of all, let me begin by thanking my dear colleague, Minister Ashni Singh, and his fantastic team at the Ministry of Finance for crafting and putting together another fantastic budget which reflects the will of the people, a budget that is centered around the individual, for the individual, and by the individual. But, Mr. Speaker, you know they always say, one-eyed man is king in blind man country. That is exactly what we're getting from that side of the House. The honorable member may have gone through a junior text in international relations and wrote down all of the script and decided to come and deploy it on this side of the House when she's had zero experience in conducting foreign policy and interstate relations. So her colleagues on the other side, they don't know better. Because she's putting together a few words with some rhymes and rhythm. It sounds sexy, and they're all excited over there. But the people of this great nation of ours know that that is all fluff, because that is not how you conduct your foreign policy. That is not how you do it. Welcome. Welcome to class. You gotta listen, my friends. You gotta listen. So, Mr. Speaker, we, as a party in government, has represented this country for decades. We have kept the flag flying high. We have done all of the heavy lifting. And we have convinced the people of Guyana, election cycle after election cycle, that we are capable of representing each and every individual citizen at home and abroad. And I dare say, Mr. Speaker, the record shows. Mr. Speaker, this budget reflects an 88% increase over the last 5 years for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. And I must say, Mr. Speaker, that when you look at the numbers reflected in our budget, a $10.035 billion budget, shows clearly that our work at home has been very well done by the People's Progressive Party civic administration over the last 5 years. And it's very clear, Mr. Speaker, if you look at every sector in this country, there's growth. If you look at our policies They are centered around the individual. And we have been successful year in, year out, working with the people of this country to ensure that they are successful. And when they are successful, we are able to go abroad, Mr. Speaker, and share our experiences with our neighbors, our international partners, and even our non-traditional partners. And we've been telling that story, Mr. Speaker. More recently, His Excellency the President visited the United Kingdom, where he met with His Majesty King George III. He also met with the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister. He also met with King Charles. We also met with the Commonwealth Secretary General, along with other senior government officials and business leaders, telling our story, Mr. Speaker. To the extent that the British government has signed on to a Global Biodiversity Alliance initiative, which is a stellar representation of how we are representing Guyana and the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, we are putting people first. We are setting the foreign policy agenda for this country. We are executing it for His Excellency the President. And we are continually building out a foreign service that will be able to represent His Excellency at any given time. Mr. Speaker, the President. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President sets the foreign policy agenda on behalf of the people who have elected him. And it's very clear, that he has a mandate to execute on behalf of the people. Mr. Speaker, let me also mention His Excellency's state visit to Belize, where he was able to deliver remarks in the Parliament. It was a very successful visit, the first state visit by the head of state of Guyana to Belize. First state visit. Only yesterday, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President met also with the President of Panama, along with 6 of his senior ministers, to discuss cooperation and deepening our economic relations with Panama. I say that to say, Mr. Speaker, that we have hit the ground running for this year. Foreign policy never stops. You have to continuously work at it, keep developing it, and executing it. The international environment is never static, Mr. Speaker. Following the trends, understanding the complexities of interstate relations, understanding the complexities of geopolitics, the shifts in political systems and landscapes, mean therefore that you always have to be on the ball. And Mr. Speaker, listening to the honorable member who just went before me, I think she wants to agree with us, because she's saying to me and to my colleagues over here that he's going to come and say this and he's going to come and say that. But it shows that she really is trying to understand what we're doing over here. However, unfortunately for her, she does not qualify. Let me tell you why, Mr. Speaker. If an individual on that side of the House can vote to elect an opposition leader who has no credibility here in Ghana, who is indicted, who is wanted in the court of law in another jurisdiction under a treaty obligation that we have with that requesting party, and can show her face here in this parliament and say to us that we on this side of the house
Mr. Speaker,
is not able.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Minister,
I'm-
we have Ms. Halley on her feet.
I'm standing up on point order 4016. No member shall impute improper motive to any member of this assembly.
Honorable Member Ms. Halley,
It's a public.
this is not a
This is public knowledge.
imputation. I think he's stating what exists. Honorable Minister, please continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, if we're to take the honourable member seriously as a people and as a nation, and this is the quality of our representation, then where she is where she deserves to be. And she's going to be there for a very, very, very long time. Mr. Speaker, the honourable member spoke about credibility and predictability. And the honourable member represented a political party that did not, Mr. Speaker, did not want to go to an early election after a vote of no confidence was passed successfully in the parliament back in December 2018. And she has, the honourable member, she has the face to come in front of the people of this country and to talk about credibility and to talk about representing Guyana when they do not respect democracy, democratic principles, the will of the people, and understanding that governments come and go. But we, on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, we have, as a political party in government, we have given true representation to the people of this country. We have done it to the extent that we are visible, we are credible, we are well respected, and we are sought after globally in every sphere. Mr. Speaker, our foreign policy is a key pillar for national development, social advancement, economic development. And Mr. Speaker, as a government, we believe in policies that can be backed by data, in some cases by science, empirical evidence, backed by ownership of the people. And that is why we have been successful in our national policies, Mr. Speaker. When we talk about advanced healthcare, education, our infrastructure, safe and clean environments, we have done so well, Mr. Speaker, that His Excellency the President, whenever he visits a foreign head of state, he is able to articulate our successes in every aspect, and it is well received. Well received. Mr. Speaker, our prosperity that we see right here in Guyana, small businesses, medium to large scale businesses, women in business, Mr. Speaker, it shows that at home we understand government and we understand governance. If you're able to achieve the successes that successive presidents of this political party would have achieved over the several decades. You will understand how you conduct international relations in a global environment, how you conduct your foreign policy, how you harness your people. And Mr. Speaker, the honourable member mentioned earlier about the minister not being in the meetings and the meetings cannot happen. But Mr. Speaker, you must be told today from me, the sitting minister, that we have been following His Excellency the President and his inclusive policy in conducting our international relations. Mr. Speaker, we have maintained the agent, and I will have the honourable member know that our agent oftentimes conducts meetings of the technical committee, but she will not know that, Mr. Speaker, because she has been excluded from the committee by the former opposition leader because he did not think that she had the substance and the wherewithal to be in that category. But we've been conducting ourselves without her. She's just not in the loop. She is just not invited. And not because you're not invited, there's no progress. So you have to write to us. We will let you know. Mr. Speaker, we have accepted Ambassador Austin, who is a respected diplomat in Guyana and by the opposition, who sits on that committee. We also have former member of the ANAB political party, Ralph Ramkiran SC, who sits on that committee. So the committee has members who can represent Guyana at the national level, because the honourable member mentioned that we don't include anyone, and not because you are not included, honourable member, that we are not making progress. We are making progress. And even if we go overseas, Mr. President, in terms of our diplomatic representation, we have His Excellency Haile Majid, who is in Havana, still representing this country, who we inherited from the APNU AFC government. We have His Excellency Van West Charles, who is in Caracas, representing us. And he was with the AFC, I remember. You would know that. PNC, APNU, AFC. So, Mr. Speaker, when you talk about being inclusive and bipartisan when it comes to protecting our sovereignty and our territorial integrity, we have demonstrated that. Unlike when the APNU AFC assumed office in 2015, they fired everyone. They sent them home. But we, on this side of the house, when it comes to our sovereignty and territorial integrity, we are bipartisan in that regards. Mr. Speaker, we also have Dr. Barton Scotland, who was the former speaker. He's also on the committee. A well-renowned, seasoned foreign officer in the ministry. He's on that committee, Mr. Speaker. And we must also pay our respects to some of our fallen soldiers of the committee, the late Rashley Jackson, Sir Sridhar Ramphal, Justice Pollard, and of course our dear Elizabeth Harper, who have been very, very, very strong, resilient, and they fought for us. Sir Sridhar Ramphal was there in the inception when we signed the 1966 Geneva Agreement, and we are very proud of their service, Mr. Speaker. We were happy to work with them, and the honourable member and members would know that several of these members served in the Burnham administration, and we, on this side of the house, we do not discriminate when it comes to our sovereignty and our territorial integrity. We are all embracing and all encompassing when it comes to our sovereignty and our territorial integrity. Mr. Speaker, in safeguarding our territorial integrity, we have allocated $100 million to ensure that we can protect first and foremost our frontiers. And as you're aware, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President has been working assiduously to ensure that we remain engaged first and foremost with our neighbor to the south, Brazil, being a very strong leader on the continent and the region. Brazil remains a very strategic partner to Guyana, respected in the region and globally, and we must also recognize the fact that Brazil has always maintained their position on the demarcation of borders. And we, as a people and a nation, we are very proud of that, because we can move forward as a country, Mr. Speaker, knowing that we have strong partners on the right side of international law. Mr. Speaker, this is also important for us because we're building out the Ghana Shield Corridor, and we've seen the trilateral meetings that we've had between Guyana, Brazil, and Suriname on energy, on food, on climate, ensuring that we in this part of the region, that we can have energy security, food security, and our climate security, knowing very well of the complexities that we face in the global environment. Mr. Speaker, that in itself is a launching pad for us to have effective representation in the OAS, in CELAC, in the Amazonian Cooperation Treaty Organization, which is extremely vital for us, Mr. Speaker, because it represents forests and it also represents indigenous peoples. And we as a country, we've been participating in almost every meeting. My dear colleague from Minister of Amerindian Affairs, we have Amerindian Affairs also part of those meetings along with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we have been extremely effective in our organization. And I say that to say, Mr. Speaker, that conducting foreign policy is not only at the policy level. A lot of the execution happens at the technical level. And that is how we're operating as a ministry. It's a top-down, bottom-up approach because it's a learning institution, and we want to ensure that we build out an institution that can keep up or keep a pace with the President's bold and ambitious foreign policy agenda. Mr. Speaker, I also would like to mention our role in the United Nations and our recent role in the United Nations Security Council. We are aware of our representation in that council. Of course, His Excellency the President would have congratulated the team here and in New York. And we as a people must be proud of our representation because we remained committed to the principles of the United Nations Charter. We have remained committed to our role as a member of the elected 10, as also a member of the African Plus, 3+, and we have seen also, Mr. Speaker, our representation in terms of our position on respecting the rights of the Palestinian people. We've also seen our firm stance and unwavering position on the defense of the territory and sovereignty of Ukraine. We've done many other meetings, we've had many statements. We've had also a statement on Venezuela, which is the Africa 3+ did for us. So we have done a lot of work at the bilateral level, Mr. Speaker, at the regional level, and at the multilateral level, which is clear for every one of us to see. And I must remind the honorable member that those are not form, pure substance in terms of a representation, not only at the level of the head of state, but at the level of the ambassadors and the technical staff within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and at every post throughout this hemisphere. Mr. Speaker, we've allocated $140 million in advancing our multilateral agenda, our representation at the United Nations in the upcoming high-level meeting. We've also started the campaign for a position as a director on UNESCO, which we should all be commended for. I know that we'll be successful. My colleague minister will be working hard campaigning for you. So, Mr. Speaker, we have ensured that we have monies allocated to ensure that we can give very strong representation without having a cost constraint, to ensure that we can meet and even in some cases exceed our objectives. Mr. Speaker, moving on, our trade policy promotion is very important for us as a ministry because we are responsible for ensuring that we're able to coordinate effective representation on all matters related to trade policy. And as you know, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, trade is very, very vital in building out any economy. And for us, free, fair, and predictable trade is very important for us, and that is why at our office in Geneva, Mr. Speaker, we are giving very strong representation on all of the matters within the World Trade Organization and the various organs. And we at home are also giving strong representation at the level of CARICOM, especially in the Council for Trade and Development. We've been representing small businesses, medium-sized and large businesses here when it comes to their protection with regards to the common external tariff. Mr. Speaker, for trade policy promotion, we have allocated 64.7 million Ghana dollars, and that should be sufficient for us in our attendance of meetings and ensuring that we have all of our logistics and whatever partnerships that we may need to provide costs for, that we'll be able to do that effectively within the ministry. Mr. Speaker, just have to listen and record. Mr. Speaker, I would like to move to diaspora engagement. And that is very important for us because His Excellency the President has diaspora built in to our development agenda. And the Foreign Ministry is responsible for connecting the diaspora with our national development in all of the areas. So, Mr. Speaker, we've allocated 35 million Ghana dollars to diaspora engagement. And I think I have a few numbers that I can share with you, Mr. Speaker. We've had so far between 2020 and 2025, we've assisted approximately 2,162 Guyanese who have successfully remigrated to Guyana. And that is a part of our development agenda because, as you're aware, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, His Excellency the President would also like to tap into the human capital that can actually return to Guyana and to be a good fit in areas where we may have a need for their level of competency. Apart from that, we also have a lot of business owners who are returning to Guyana, moving capital, in some cases moving business, in some cases extending their businesses, and in other instances, they're partnering with companies here in Guyana. So it's doing a lot for us in terms of creating employment and helping to build out our economy. So we're very focused, Mr. Speaker, on ensuring that we remain connected to the diaspora remain engaging with the diaspora and to ensure that that connection can lead to a return, reintegration, and allowing those diasporans to enjoy building out Guyana. So with that, Mr. Speaker, we've also, in that period, we've also engaged with approximately 3,000 residents in the diaspora across Suriname, United States of America, Trinidad and Tobago, and in Canada. So our diaspora unit is well connected to our missions and consulates in the various jurisdictions. We're working together on a roadmap to ensure that we can have not only on-site visits to meet with the diaspora, but also have webinars and conferences to ensure that we can have a full understanding of the areas and to allow those persons living in the diaspora to seamlessly remigrate to Guyana. And Mr. Speaker, I think that has been very successful for us, and we will continue to advance diaspora engagement.
Minister, you'll be given 5 more minutes to conclude.
I also would like to touch on consular services, Mr. Speaker. That's very important for us. With our visibility, with our image as a country, we are attracting a lot of our returning Guyanese. And if we're going to be able to support our returning Guyanese through the diaspora engagement, then being able to facilitate travel documents and other instruments are very important for us. So we're taking that role also very seriously, Mr. Speaker. And we have been very effective, even more so now, because we have a new technology in issuing of the passports. And over the last 5 years, we have processed close to approximately 17,000 passports for persons living in the diaspora. And we want to be able, in some cases, to ramp up our processing because it is very effective in allowing persons, of course, to travel. And for those persons who may not have had or renewed their passports for many decades, or in some cases decades, we want to ensure that they can have their passports, because for them, that is bringing their identity back and giving them an opportunity to return home, even for visit. Because as you are aware, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President is very focused in having more traffic, not only from outside of the diaspora, but also from within the diaspora. Mr. Speaker, I want to touch briefly on our Foreign Service Institute. And my colleagues on this side of the House and you, Mr. Speaker, would recall that the Foreign Service Institute was first established in 1998 under the People's Progressive Party Civic Administration, at that time Foreign Minister Clement Rohi, recognizing that we needed to professionalize the ministry and to create human capital that will be able to effectively execute the government's foreign policy agenda. That institute was designed to ensure that there's continuous training at every level, from the level of the Foreign Service Officer 1 all the way up to Principal Foreign Officer 2. So those continuous trainings, Mr. Speaker, were geared towards ensuring that we can keep the relevancy that is required at every level, and in some cases having rigorous assessments to ensure that those officers meet the requirement to be able to effectively represent Guyana. The addition to that, Mr. Speaker, also is ensuring that we have a foreign language component. As you're aware, being the only English-speaking country on this continent is not an advantage. So for us, we as a ministry, we need to be also able to speak the language of our neighbors and our friends and our partners, because diplomacy is also very effectively conducted when you can speak the language of your friend or your partner. So we're focusing heavily, Mr. Speaker, on Portuguese Spanish, and also French. And we've had several successful graduates who are now fluent in Spanish. To add to that, Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to inform the House and the people of Ghana that we have made great strides so far in building human capital. So we have 94.1% of our young officers with a bachelor's degree, at least. About 64% with a postgraduate degree. And out of that 64%, about 2 or 3% with 2 or more postgraduate degrees. So we're encouraging our officers to study, to continuously study. So their academics will be supplemented by the Foreign Service Institute, because we'll be partnering with our traditional partners like the United States of America. We've also spoken to the traditional partners. Did I say that? Traditional. The English as well. We've also spoken to the French. We're also going to partner with the Foreign Service Academy out of Chile and Peru, as well as Mexico, and of course, Intermarty in Brazil. So what we're doing, Mr. Speaker, and this is thinking along the President's Vision 2030 and beyond, is to ensure that we have a very professionalized foreign service with a complement of foreign service officers who are cutting edge, who are able to give sound, effective, timely foreign policy advice to not only policymakers, but also to His Excellency the President. So, Mr. Speaker, to complement what I just mentioned, we're also building a Foreign Service Institute. So we've committed $209 million Ghana dollars to that project. It's now 22% along. We have another 132 million Ghana dollars to commit to that project, and I'm told that we should complete and be able to cut the ribbon sometime in May of this year. But I will keep the House updated as necessary. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to close briefly by also mentioning our Legals and Treaties Department. That is a fundamental pillar within the ministry, because that's department or division, Mr. Speaker, helps to coordinate and identify those instruments, memoranda, and treaties that are applicable to our self-interest and mutual interests, and ensuring that we are compliant with the Geneva Convention on Diplomatic Services, Geneva Convention also on Consular Service, and to also ensure, Mr. Speaker, that we are robust in terms of any agreement that we sign on to ensure that the people of Guyana will benefit and would not be a burden to them. So for us, conducting our foreign policy, Mr. Speaker, cuts across various pillars. And we, as a ministry, and as the ministry responsible for foreign affairs and international cooperation, my task is to ensure that we can pull all the strands together, to ensure that we remain in line with the President and the Office of the President, and to be able to support my colleague ministers in every aspect that requires an international interface. With that, Mr. Speaker, I want to commit this budget to the House, and I would ask that we are unanimous in supporting this budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Mr. Todd. And now